Timothy Bradley makes his way to the ring. 28-0, 12 wins by knockout out of Palm Springs, California. The junior welterweight champion of the world. The serious countenance. He raps to himself as he walks in. The sweat is back. He was made to wait by Manny Pacquiao. Mario, as we've mentioned, this is a man who has waited a long time for this, and he seems thoroughly and completely prepared.
Completely prepared, completely relaxed. He relishes this moment. He wants to seize this opportunity, and he's a good guy who's come across that way in HBO's 24/7, and I think the public really likes him as well. If you didn't know Timothy Bradley before, after this fight, you're certainly going to know who his name.
It's funny, he was booed at the weigh-in, and a lot of people around us were saying, why would you boo Timothy Bradley?
Right.
There's no reason
if
to
you don't
boo
like Timothy Bradley, you got a problem.
It was really just the people who were in favor of Manny Pacquiao that the boos came out. But, all right, he's the opponent, but I would expect he'd earn a lot of respect here tonight. And we await. We figure he's about stretched out at this point.
That was a quick warm-up, though, if you think about it. It was a quick warm-up.
Yes, it was. There he is, Manny Pacquiao.
Now, he's come out to Eye of the Tiger the last couple times. It's always an 80s classic. Let's see if it's a repeat.
He'll sometimes initially have Thunder, which reminds me of Arturo Gatti, of course.
Right.
The Thunder, which gets you revved up, and then he has another entrance song.
Right,
he doesn't have just one, he's got two.
Of course he does. His songs have entourages. And of course, he came out to Eye of the Tiger.
Well,
80s classic.
I can't help but get goosebumps seeing him walk into that. Look at the crowd. Feel the vibe. Getting ready for the #1 fighter in the world, the best action fighter in the world, the incomparable Manny Pacquiao.
I gotta say, I'm a little concerned, Brian, because that was not a quick warm-up. Well, maybe 10 minutes? Really, by the time he got the gloves on?
Right.
So it's gonna lead me to believe, is there a feeling out round the first 3 rounds?
Normally not his normal MO.
Yeah.
Ready to go into the ring right now for the official introductions for the main event, Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Bob Arum's Top-Ranked Boxing and MP Promotions are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by AT&T, Rethink Possible, Tecate con Carácter, and Smart Communications of the Philippines. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Francisco Aguilar, Executive Director Keith Kaiser, and the World Boxing Organization President Francisco Paco Barcarcel. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring will be Dwayne Ford, CJ Ross, and Jerry Roth. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Robert Bird. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters, are ready. For the thousands in attendance and courtesy of HBO pay-per-view, the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, with head trainer Joel Diaz wearing black with white, official weight 146 pounds. His professional record, 28 victories, including 12 knockouts with 1 no contest. He is the fighting pride of Palm Springs, California, the challenger, the current undefeated light welterweight champion of the world, Timothy Desert Storm Bradley. And fighting out of the red corner with his head trainer, Hall of Famer Freddie Roach, wearing blue with red, officially weighing in at 147 pounds. His professional record, 54 victories, including 38 knockouts with 3 defeats and 2 draws. And he is undefeated for the last 7 straight years. From Sarangani Province, Philippines, the 8-time world champion and reigning, defending WBO welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
Gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. And I'll remind you of now, and this is very important. When I tell you stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands all the time. Both of you gentlemen are world-class, championship caliber professionals. I expect you to act that way. Mr. Pacquiao, Mr. Bradley, let's do this.
Yes, indeed. Robert Byrd, referee. Let's do this. Round 1. Manny Pacquiao in his 60th professional fight, unbeaten since 2005. And it's funny, Mario, he is still the smaller man in the ring. And yet we've seen with De La Hoya, Margarito, Cotto, we're so used to seeing him look physically unimposing that in this looks like a fair fight. And we're underway.
He still, to me, looks significantly smaller. He has put together Bradley. And if this was a bodybuilding competition, then it's one thing. But man, he lives extra lean and very strict on his diet.
He has always worked hard his entire life. Look, genetically, he's gifted as we're out to a fast pace. Pacquiao lunging forward. Already doubling up on the jab is Bradley. This is a quick pace right out of the gate.
It is. Maybe he feels he needs to warm up a little bit. I mean, I was really concerned about, and I see a Band-Aid under Pacquiao's right elbow. I don't know what that's about. But if you notice, there's a Band-Aid there.
You know, I saw that at the weigh-in, too. Straight right hand lands from Bradley. I noticed that at the weigh-in. I figured that'd just be gone as he got back into the ring. Already, we've seen a quick pace here, and Bradley having some effectiveness. Oh, good shot. Pacquiao had a shot on the way in. He is going to have to earn his way in against Bradley. We can see that already.
And already I can see that Timothy Bradley's not being the aggressor. He is choosing to be a little bit more of the counterpuncher, allowing Pacquiao to be more of the aggressor.
I tell you what, though, you can tell he has done his homework. He is throwing out a double jab every time he wants to get near it.
And he's looking for that counter right hand, which obviously works very well against southpaws.
Crowd is into it already. In the opening minute and a half of round number 1, as we see crisp action from the get-go. No feeling out here. They're filling out at high speeds.
And if you're looking for one of these fighters to wear out, they're both Energizer bunnies. These guys are not going to slow down anytime soon.
Historically great in that regard. Correct. You're absolutely right, Mario.
You know, I'm really surprised at how composed Bradley looks, how he's changed his style to become more of a counterpuncher.
Pacquiao tries straight up the middle. Those punches blocked. You're right. He is definitely composed. Bradley is composed in the pocket already, shooting out jabs, balanced, and looking for the attack points.
Because you know Bradley, based on his history, is a fighter that likes to put pressure, is a fighter who's relentless, who swarms.
Good body shots, and those are scoring blows, by the way, for Bradley. Another shot down low. I say low, I don't mean illegally low, down to the body.
Bradley doing a great job this first round.
Said before the fight, Pacquiao is a superstar. Bradley's just a world champion boxer. Nothing else matters. All that other nonsense goes out the window when everyone clears out of the ring. Good counter right by Bradley. He is really making his mark in the first round, establishing himself with authority.
And let's keep in mind, Pacquiao, much like Randall Bailey in the fight prior, has that one punch equalizer that can change the fight.
There it is. He just threw it. The left hand. That is one of the best weapons in the sport. The straight left hand from Pacquiao. Now he goes to work.
Pacquiao measuring him and getting the time in a little bit more, and now he's starting to warm up, Brian.
Firing again, but that one was flipped by Bradley. Outstanding first round, both in the sense of action and in the sense of Timothy Bradley establishing himself that, no, I'm a champion in here too.
I was very impressed by Timothy Bradley in that round.
Okay, every time he takes a step forward, you slide back. He's falling short every time. You're blocking the leg. Really good.
Speed lang, speed lang kailangan natin. Speed. Same style? Okay. Speed lang tayo, hindi na natin kailangan gano'n. Ang bagal ng kalaban. Ang bagal ng kalaban mo. Okay. Pagbitaw mo baga, Brad. Pagbitaw mo ng straight, short lang. Pagbitaw ng straight, hooks, maiksi, labas. Wah.
Boo boy.
Ang bagal ng kalaban. Ang bagal niya. Kunin mo sa bilis ng paa, okay? Bilis ng paa.
Well, so much for one voice coming out the corner. That's Boo Boy Fernandez, close friend of his, and his second usually when he's training in the Philippines. Freddie Roach not saying much. Joel Diaz intense, asking him to step back and strictly asking him to counter every time Pacquiao goes aggressive. Take back and counterpunch and let go of that right hand. He'll walk into something.
Round number 2 here, the main event. Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, and Timothy Bradley, the junior welterweight champion of the world, extremely impressive in the first round because this is a super fight. This is a big moment. And normally you'll see some apprehension, some feeling out, some rough work as he catches a straight left hand from Pacquiao. But he went right past that and got right into a good boxing match.
And I think Bradley has that's exactly the hook that I thought Pacquiao is going to catch him with, much like Kendall Hope. And this is what I was talking about earlier, Brian, that now the swarming and the rapid punches that Bradley's doing, once you get hit, you are who you are. And essentially, whatever you're made of comes out.
And Robert Byrd, look, I think some of those shots weren't legal.
I agree.
But Robert Byrd, I like the general sensibility he has in fight out of that. Don't look to me. Fight out of that, fellas. And I tell you what, Bradley showed he's got the Bushido. He's got the fighting spirit in that, hey, if I'm close to you, I'm going to try to harm you.
Well, that's the Bradley we're used to seeing. That's the Bradley who came out once he got hit and he felt a little of that power.
Showing no respect for Pacquiao as Bradley steps in and ups the work rate. Yet, he has been caught now and then by something electric by Pacquiao. Anything can happen here.
Yes, and I firmly believe Pacquiao's right hook is going to be the secret weapon tonight.
It just landed too, Mario. You're spot on. That right hook just lands off the side of the head of Bradley, but he was not hurt. Felt it, though. It's a scoring shot.
Took Pacquiao about 2 rounds to sort of warm up and get into the groove of things. But Bradley's doing a good job of sticking to his game plan, still counterpunching, which, by the way, I think is his best plan of attack.
What an answer by Timothy Bradley. As he gets backed up, Bradley then just bulldozed Pacquiao with good, clean punches back to the ropes. I haven't seen that in a long time.
He's fighting a very, very smart fight.
I don't know if I've seen it ever, actually. I've seen big guys bulldoze him. I've seen De La Hoya jab at him, but I've never seen him go back by a guy throwing strong combinations.
He's a bulldog in there. He's smaller. He's able to get into these punches. Smaller meaning in height.
But he looks smooth, too, right now. He's throwing out a smooth jab.
He is, and he's taking steps back. I'm telling you, the blueprint has been set on how to make Pacquiao's life complicated in the ring, and that's Juan Manuel Marquez. And that's the page they're turning to now.
Manny Pacquiao going in, wants to hit him with his money shot. Look, Manny Pacquiao has become a superstar by being willing to wade through the fire. of Miguel Cotto, of Antonio Margarito. Here, though, he's facing a very different buzzsaw. Not a bigger, slower man. A man who's his size, who seems to be just as strong and just as fluid offensively.
A high-volume output is what Timothy Bradley has. A high-volume output. If he's able to stand and trade with him, then it'll get interesting.
Pacquiao, a little frustration there at the end as he ate a jab, a clean shot, and then tried to answer after the bell. If you're Bradley's corner, I think you have to be thrilled.
Yo, you're thrilled. You're thrilled with the way he's performing. You got to stick with the same game plan. That being the counter-puncher.
Wow. My heart rate is elevated. That is,
I'm right there with you.
Because, you know, look, Manny Pacquiao at a certain point is going to throw himself into this. Let's listen in.
Don't get careless. Hey, you controlling the fucking fight. But I don't want you to fucking feel like you got this shit. You don't got nothing until the last bell rings.
Here's Manny Pacquiao with a big left hand. Bradley taking that punch rather well.
I tell you what, let's listen in if we can to the corner of Pacquiao. Does Manny suddenly need to be translated? I don't get it.
There's a lot of voices in that corner, I think. I think they're so passionate about it. Boo boys coming in.
Joel Diaz in the corner says, you're controlling the fight. Other words coming in through saying, don't get careless. Wow, a good body shot there by Bradley, acknowledged by Pacquiao. Very different challenge here. Even though with the historic run of Manny Pacquiao, he's facing something very different here. Again, a champ in his prime who is fluid, relaxed, and has a better offensive arsenal than I've seen before.
And has a great strategy that he seems to be implying. This is the blueprint to make his life tough inside the ring. And he's gotten caught with some leather, and he's being disciplined and sticking with the game plan.
There have been two occasions as Bradley measures Pacquiao, moves in right away. He's being aggressive. There's been twice as he catches him with a hook where he has been hit with something flush by Pacquiao, and he has not been wobbled. You've got to be sturdy to be able to take any type of shot from Pacquiao.
Well, he's in tremendous shape, and he's shown some good whiskers in the past, Timothy Bradley.
That was a good uppercut there by Pacquiao, and Bradley, if he's been guilty of something in the past that has been a weakness, it's he does lean a bit forward. He can get caught by that. That
was the one thing I was concerned and I would hope would not come up, and hope he didn't jinx it, but headbutts are pretty common in Timothy Bradley fights.
So far, though, what we've seen, a jab and a quick left hand there by Pacquiao lands. So he's getting closer, a good head movement by Bradley there allows him to get out of harm's way.
And you know, Pacquiao not throwing as many combinations or working the body as much as he's used to. Going a lot of head hunting. I don't know if he's got something to prove him. Beautiful combination from Pacquiao.
Bradley fires right back. Good. And those are three-punch combinations he's throwing. And he's throwing them hard. Fires right back. We've got a firefight in the third round.
This is an action-packed fight, and Pacquiao is throwing punches with bad intentions.
That is the difference, too. You're absolutely right, Mauro. And also, there is no, as Teddy Atlas would always say, guy I've worked with for many years, there's no silent contract between the two. When he gets in close, it's not, hey, if you don't hit me, I won't hit you. Bradley is saying, no, it's on. It's
exactly
all on.
Right. I love Teddy Atlas, and you're exactly right, and that's a great reference. A lot of people were questioning whether his newfound faith softened him. I firmly believe faith never softens a man, and he looks hungrier than ever, Pacquiao.
I'll tell you, they're both men of faith. They both have beliefs now in their family. Pacquiao, of course, recently coming to a clean life. I think this is purely an element of what he is facing in the ring as he backs up Bradley now and goes after him. He's facing a man his size for the first time in a long time, but a man who can really fight, and a guy, as you mentioned, has a real game plan, and I've never seen Bradley look smoother off the jab.
You're exactly, this is the best I've ever seen him. In his prime with a great game plan, and seems to be executing it thus far. Couple feints from Pacquiao.
And by the way, living a clean, hard life his whole life.
Yes.
I mean, he has built himself for this moment. Biggest moment of his life. Look at the head movement by Bradley. He got caught with something and moved, but he was just off balance.
Impressed by the defense of Timothy Bradley as well.
Scintillating and exhilarating opening 3 rounds. Timothy Bradley's wife ringside. And she has to be pleased. She should be. Tremendous work by her husband.
The more he throws, the more he misses. He's gonna die now. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Good job. How you feel, Tim?
Hey, you're executing that fucking left really nice. I want you to keep doing that. Every time he shoots that left, I want you to lean down, but come up with something, baby. You know how it is. This fucking guy has a name.
He's in and out, okay?
Pag ikaw na bola, kahit hindi tumama yung jab mo, kahit hindi umaabot yung jab mo, lamang ka pa rin. Bakit? Nadadala siya sa galaw mo. Okay? Hata tayo lagi, hata. Brad, hata, haras ang team mo. Iharas yun. Oh, Brad, pag gumano ka kasi, nadadala siya sa'yo.
I can't understand Tagalog, but there seems to be a little sense of frustration with Manny Pacquiao. He's not necessarily getting hurt in there at the moment, but he's not having as easy time as he usually does.
You could make a case that Timothy Bradley has won all 3 rounds here tonight.
Yes.
I gave the first 2 to Bradley, trying to score it. I know it's not an official score. I'm also calling the fight. But I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing. 3rd round, I think, could have gone either way. That shot might have been low by Bradley. But when you're looking at a Pacquiao fight and you're thinking, hey, it's possible he's down 3-0, that's eye-opening.
Caught up with another right hook right there. I still believe that is going to come into play later on in the fight. Pacquiao not working the body as much, and I'm very surprised that he is not sticking to usually what appears to be his game plan, which is to break down the body and to be a little bit more of a counterpuncher as opposed to the aggressor.
Good body shot there by Bradley. Left hook to the body, and Pacquiao starts to get riled up. He is going to have to fight fire with fire here with Bradley.
Oof, there's that right hook.
Both landed on that. Good exchange by both. Pacquiao now digging in with an uppercut. We're seeing a high work rate here every round.
High work rate. Conditioning is going to come into play, and both these guys don't look like they're getting tired anytime soon.
Pacquiao seems to enjoy the combat. So he seems to be enjoying this as he throws a thudding left hand off the head of Bradley.
He's a warrior at heart. And his facial expressions, still smiling and enjoying this.
I think he just said to Bradley, keep him up. Well,
he's having fun in there.
He really is. He knows he's in there with something serious. I have to say, if I'm in Pacquiao's camp, I'd be concerned about what's happening in the corner. How many guys are talking to him? Where's Freddie Roach? What's going on?
Bradley's doing a great job defensively of bowing down, of that old sort of James Toney tuck and roll, and not getting hit.
Now, he blocked a lot of those shots, but when you're landing all of those, you're putting them out there, that looks impressive to a judge. And this very well could go to the judges. And it's not as if he's laying back and being technical. I'm talking about Bradley. He's actually firing. He's throwing harmful shots at Pacquiao. So it's if I'm thinking as a judge, like if this goes to the cards, he's impressing the judge. Good body shot there by Pacquiao.
If you notice, though, other than this moment, he's been...
Pacquiao landed a left hand. Landed a left hand, and Bradley wobbled a little bit. It didn't look like much at first, but he snapped the head back, and Bradley could be hurt. Another body shot by Pacquiao. Bradley moving his head.
Bradley seeing the overwhelming amount of punches that you cannot prepare for when you fight a Manny Pacquiao. And this is the type of sparring. He is hurt. He is holding on, and he is hurt.
Hold on.
And taking advantage. And the ref giving him a nice long time to recuperate. Let's see if Manny Pacquiao can take advantage.
That's a good professional move by Bradley. We saw that recently with
nice body shot
against Shane Mosley. He got hurt, he held on. Can Bradley hold on?
Nice body shot and a nice left hook by Pacquiao. Oh, a nice right by Bradley.
Counter right by Bradley punctuates what was a very good round by Bradley until he got rocked.
Wow, excellent display by Manny Pacquiao and guts by Timothy Bradley. He's hurt, Brian.
Where the fucking fight? You have 2 options. You want to continue? Okay, let's go. Dude, avoid the fucking pain. Ignore the pain.
Okay.
Now, this is a flurry of punches thrown by Manny Pacquiao. He comes at you at so many different angles. He keeps you so off balance that when you're getting hit, it may appear to the judges that they're landing flush. That one there did land flush. But he's hitting you. He'll hit you on the hips, on the angles. Timothy Bradley dizzy from being turned around so much. A tornado that is Manny Pacquiao.
He throws shots from all different angles. As we saw when he did dethrone Marco Antonio Barrera, it's a very unconventional fighter. And it's the shots that you don't see that really hurt you. And it looked like Bradley just got his head moved, and then he spun back. And to see that moment of weakness was alarming.
And Manny Pacquiao smacking the gloves. He's warm now, Brian.
Yeah.
He's warm. I think he knows what he's in for, and he's ready to engage.
Absolutely right. He is boxing's great warrior, and he knows what he's in for tonight. He knows he has a great challenge ahead of him, and he seems to be enjoying it. That doesn't mean it might not be Timothy Bradley's night. That's still unfolding.
You're right, and you know what? Regardless, that's the point. He is a true warrior. Doesn't rest on his laurels. Obviously has all the resources he needs and money that he needs to live very comfortably, but still cares about finishing the show out strong. Still wants to knock out his opponent. Still doesn't do enough to just get by. Wants to please people.
Tell you what, he also has, look, he's engaged in the fight now. He's not thinking of winning rounds.
Right.
But if you take a step back, he has to also start winning rounds. Good jab there by Pacquiao. Because you could easily give the first 3 to Bradley. 4th round you give to Pacquiao after Bradley got hurt. As his feet cross again.
He keeps you spinning, and he comes at so many different angles. It's a really hard thing to prepare for.
As the work rate goes down, I think it goes in favor of Pacquiao, Mario.
Because he's got the faster hands.
And the one shot, right. If there's going to be one shot that ends it, it's going to come from Pacquiao and not Bradley. Can Bradley keep that insane work rate? And 2 good shots there that both landed. Those are scoring shots to the face of Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao still going head hunting a lot. I'd like to see him go to the body more, and I'm sure Freddie would too.
Flicking out a jab is Bradley. This is the first moment we've had to breathe.
This is the first low. I'm surprised Pacquiao has given him this opportunity after having him hurt in this last round.
And just, I would say, you know, just a tinge of energy drain on Bradley's part. Not tired, not coasting, but just stepping off the accelerator a little bit. It's a murderous pace that they're putting themselves through, both of them. And I see it affecting Bradley slightly even now.
And this is a guy, when you look at him, looks like he could fight 100 rounds in a row.
Oh, uppercut. Got to Bradley. No, he's hurt. Moves back along the ropes. Pacquiao hurt him.
Pacquiao is landing that left hand now, it seems, with a lot more aggression, a lot more frequency.
As Bradley bends down, too, he's going to be vulnerable to some sort of uppercut hook hybrid that Pacquiao can throw. The thudding concussive power comes from Pacquiao here. Bradley moving forward now, lunging forward.
And that does not bode well for a Pacquiao uppercut.
Winging power shots from both fighters. They're going to war. Tremendous fight.
Tremendous fight, tremendous display of power. And I don't think there's any sort of controversy over who got the last 2 rounds, Brian.
Wow.
Certain congressman from the Philippines.
We step back for a moment and look at this gorgeous night, early June, the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. We hope you're enjoying it. You're seeing world-class action, as you would expect in any Manny Pacquiao fight.
Manny Pacquiao coming up with a big left hook, really catching Bradley
with no
flush.
leverage, too. I mean, Mario, he has no leverage throwing that shot, yet it hurts.
He comes at you again with it's unorthodox to his credit.
Look at me.
It's for your family, man.
Hey,
It's for
you
your
gonna do
family.
this?
It's for
You gonna
your
do this?
family, okay?
Okay, let's fucking do it, man.
Keep the goddamn defense
Keep
tight.
your head up.
Come on.
Look at your breath. And let's go.
got this.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. Let's go. Back it up, baby. Don't let him.
Bradley with his head hanging low.
Wow, look at Manny's wife,
Little
Chinky,
frustration.
jumping up. We saw Timothy Bradley's wife, Monica, earlier, and she was still looking on with trepidation. She knows what her husband is in for. And wasn't it a different corner for Bradley that time, Mario?
Wow, you just saw the body language with Bradley's head down, asking him to not give up, basically. His father came in, whispered words of encouragement. His trainer shouting to him to not give up, to do it for his family. Not giving exactly instructions, now trying to get to his core. Coming out pumping a pretty hard jab.
Look, all the while, right, you're absolutely right. That was the corner, a decided change in tone from you're controlling this fight to starting to question him, and they could easily be up 3 rounds to 2.
Yeah.
At worst, down 2 rounds to 3.
Exactly right.
But they know, look, you're in for something very special here. This is not some ordinary human in Manny Pacquiao. And while he looks slightly rusty. He's facing a very different animal this time around. But Bradley's still with his hands full. He has come out now. That's 1 minute of this round where it has been all Bradley. If you're a judge, you cannot forget that 1 minute where the jabs have been coming from Bradley.
And Pacquiao has chosen, and I don't know if it's out of respect for his power or just to time him like that, but he has chosen to fight in spurts.
Bradley has been better when he's been on the attack constantly.
Yeah.
Pacquiao, if he's being attacked, cannot unleash the fury on you. And that's what we saw, I think, in the opening 2 rounds at the very least. Bradley was so busy. He was so sharp, so fluid. Pacquiao was just kind of looking back going, "Wait, what do I do with this guy?"
And if you look at the past few fights, too, whether it was with Cotto or even Margarito, Pacquiao always takes like a round or two to kind of get the timing, to kind of get the distance, to really kind of figure it out. And it seems to be the case here. And maybe even took it even a little longer because of the delay and warming up. Not to take anything away from Timothy Bradley, who's been executing a great game.
Well, that's it. Even you mentioned, look, Cotto was a complete fighter coming in. And I thought Cotto came in, was the bigger man, was a good boxer. And Pacquiao had to just wade through the fire to take him out. But Cotto and Margarito both don't have the tight hand speed that Bradley has.
Right, short, tight, compact punches.
Compact.
Very compact punches. And, he's done a really good job, Ryan, I think, of his defense with that sort of bob and weave style.
This has been a quieter round now, but this is a round that has also scored. It means just as much as the other ones.
And he's catching him a lot with those uppercuts. And he's got him in the corner. Let's see. Oh, that's a beautiful body shot.
Two good shots from Pacquiao. Now Bradley in the corner. And here's where the round could be stolen away from him. Pacquiao is looking for that explosive 15 seconds that could win him the round. It certainly does in the court of public opinion here at the MGM Grand.
Oh, beautiful uppercut. Beautiful. Oh, and that's that elusive bobbing head movement that they clearly worked on in camp, and it's turning out really, really well.
Bradley has slowed down just a bit.
And I think if Pacquiao attacked the body, Brian, at this point, he might stop him.
Mario, who won that round, though?
Oh, Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
He landed a flurry over here of some hard punches and beautiful body work. He was busy, but I always go with the aggressor and effective punching.
You see, when you use your angles, man, he can't catch you. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. You good? Okay. Well, look alive, man. Take a deep breath. Come on, you guys. Okay. Hey, this is barely the first half.
How we doing, Tim?
Trying to recharge, Tim.
Timothy.
Gotta go to the good.
Huwag kang sumunod. Kita mo? Kasi siya, naghihintay na lang siya. Tinamaan mo. Pag tinamaan mo, diretso na yun. Dong. Brad, mumog.
Now, here is that flurry I was talking about. Got him in the corner, and there was a big uppercut right there that landed. We can't see on that angle. Another great body work here. It was a hard right he gave him right to the body. There it is right there. Another shot to the body. That flurry and a couple of the hard shots in the beginning, I think, was enough to win that round.
That's it. I would say, as we get ready for round 7 here, it's been a terrific fight. Brian Kenny and Mario Lopez here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. We've seen great action, but that is the classic case of, do you go for the greater punishment in a short spurt, or a full 2 minutes where it was only Bradley doing the work? I don't have an exact answer, but I'm saying you could give that round to Bradley. I'm pointing that out.
No. Yes, of course you could. I personally, the way I look at scoring, I always look at who would I rather be in that round.
Yeah, at the end of that, certainly. You'd rather be Manny Pacquiao as another uppercut lands. We had a member of Bradley's team come crashing down on the side of our table here.
That was his father.
That was his dad?
He was a big guy. He was okay. He just slipped.
There's just a lot of people in the corner, right? And you can see in both corners now. Everyone wants to get into the ear of their man.
And a lot of concern and dangerously close to headbutting right in front of us here.
Bradley turned around quickly, just fought a little orthodox there for a quick exchange. Very versatile fighter. I would say there's just a little bit of a wane in the energy of Timothy Bradley. I don't know if he could have kept up that pace. He is famously in great shape. But do you sense just a little weakening in him? That's a bad word, but you know what I'm saying.
No, and I don't think it's due to fatigue. I think it's due to those hard left hands that he caught and a couple of those hard body shots.
And you know what, Mario? He has landed his most effective shots where he hasn't had full impact or leverage. He's just throwing these grazing wild shots.
Yes.
But anytime Pacquiao catches you with those heavy hands of his, he does damage.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, as you can see him, and you see him up close and personal right now. I know he hadn't called a fight of his before. He's a small guy. He's small by frame. And when you stand next to him, it's just amazing the power that he carries.
He is one of the most physically unimposing champions I've ever seen. And yet, he's one of the greatest champions the sport has ever had.
Yes.
Fighting off the ropes now. Pacquiao spinning and throwing a right uppercut. He likes this. Pacquiao likes this.
And this is not the type of exchange that Timothy Bradley wants to get into.
Yeah, he wants it smooth. He wants to stick out the jab. He wants to double up on the jab. By the way, doubling up on the jab has kind of gone away.
It has, and that's what was so effective.
That's a good combination right there. Scored with the body shot.
Oh,
and an
nice
uppercut.
right hand.
Answering with the left hand is Pacquiao. Any of these shots can put someone down.
Pacquiao is brilliant at, if you connect on him, retaliating quickly.
What we don't see right now, and as we get to the final 30 seconds of round 7, Mario, is that frenetic energy that we saw when he was fighting, say, Marco Antonio Barrera. The constant head movement and the dancing and the moving up and down that made him impossible to fight. He is more in front of the man now.
Well, I think that's, again, due to age and the fact that he's in his 30s now. He's been in so many wars, Brian. We were talking about it. I mean, forget the number of fights that he's had. They've been physical wars, and it's bound to take its toll.
Whew. Catch your breath as we go to the corner, and we will listen in.
Your foot fucked up in the second round, dude. You're in the 7th. Hey, you're good, man. Can you give me 5 more of these? Chat, come on. Fucking look alive.
I am.
Okay, look fucking alive. Let's go.
How do you feel, Tim? Good. Okay, Tim.
Hey.
Keep your hands up.
Manny, I need you to control that breathing for me, okay?
Okay, one.
Just like at the track.
Open. There we go. There we go.
No.
I mean...
There's an exchange where they're in the corner where I'm really surprised. Manny, that's where Timothy Bradley usually does some of his best work, but Manny's got such fast hands. And we've come so close to having headbutts, but fortunately they haven't happened, Brian, and that would be such a bummer on this fight. So let's hope it still continues.
Yeah, he has fought more fluidly, more balanced on his feet, sitting down on his punches. We're through 7. Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley. Manny Pacquiao, a 3-time Fighter of the Year. The only other men to have done so, Evander Holyfield, Sugar Ray Leonard, Joe Frazier, and Muhammad Ali. Wow. That's good company.
Excellent company. Deserves to be there.
Right now, through 7, and again, we're scoring it here as we're calling the fight. But I think, depending on how you scored round 6, Mario, I have it 4-3 either way. I could easily have it 4-3 Bradley. Even though it seems like it's becoming Pacquiao's night, you could. I would not question the judge who had it 4-3 Bradley right now.
Conceivably, I agree. However, I think the most important thing right now is the momentum seems to be with Manny Pacquiao as we go down the stretch.
And they asked in the corner for Timothy Bradley, they asked him, can you give me 5 more of these? Because he needs to be at such a high work rate to beat this man.
Yes,
good body shots by Bradley. Now he tries to fire off a double jab, but misses.
Oh.
Coming in with the head, and now Bradley seems hurt. It was Bradley that ducked in, if I'm not mistaken. Now maybe Pacquiao pulled him in. We'll take another look at that if we get a chance. But Bradley, again, against Devin Alexander, seemed to be jumping in with his head the whole night. And good shot there. Right hook again by Pacquiao. Bradley answers back. Look at the knockouts after round 7. Look, Pacquiao's a machine. Bradley is a guy who will box and beat you and physically impose his will. Rarely, though, will he just drop you with a shot. Pacquiao is smiling as he gets off the ropes.
Pacquiao's used to being against the ropes against some strong big guys. He's had Clottey, Margarito, Cotto all tee off on him sort of against the ropes, so he's very comfortable there.
Right, it must be different for him fighting someone who's basically his size.
I can't remember the last time Pacquiao fought somebody. He's actually taller than him.
Yeah,
a little shorter than him.
Maybe Barrera? Maybe Marco Antonio Barrera?
Those guys I think were even still taller, or at least as tall, not shorter.
Morales is his size. I mean, Marquez, excuse me, is his size. Yeah, Eric Morales was his size. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
he had a great...
Eric Morales is taller, though.
Yeah, that's true. You want to look at the weight, look at the calves, right? They were mentioning before. It's like Prince Nassim Hamed. All the size was in the calves.
All the sizes.
The punching power can come from there.
Well, that's why he's got to stretch those guys out. It's going to take a second.
A lot of excitement in this fight. Difficult to keep that intensity up through every single round. And they haven't here in round 8. It's not a round off, but they just went from, I don't know, 7th to 6th gear. I'm not even talking 5 and 4 anymore. This is at a higher level.
Manny Pacquiao usually likes to close out rounds strong, so let's see.
Bradley trying to move his head, tries to answer as well.
Whew. These rounds are flying by. Let's take a look at what appears to be an unintentional head, but yeah.
No, he brought his head right into him. That's on Bradley. You know, Bradley is hurt. That's on him.
Yeah, here's another look. And Bradley has a history of doing that. And by all means, I don't, yeah, ooh, and I'm so glad there's not a cut out of that.
Yeah.
Not a dirty fighter, just a sort of an ugly style with that headbutt.
Look, Evander Holyfield would fight, and he was a clean fighter, the ultimate warrior, but he would come in and his head was there.
Yeah.
And his basic feeling was, if my head's there and our heads meet, you know, I'm sorry, but too bad. And that's the way it was. That's the way it was when he fought Mike Tyson. Tyson said he got rattled in the first fight, getting headbutted, and he was never the same, and that's why he got dirty. Doesn't excuse what he did, but that just shows you a lot of fighters do have trouble with guys who come in with their heads. By the way, both of these guys have large heads.
Yes, they do. That's a really good thing to point out. They have helmets for heads.
I don't have scientific data to back that up. However, just looking at them, Mario, they have large heads.
And I think they'll tell you. They'll tell you.
Round 9, as things start to slow up a little bit. And again, I would say that would favor Manny Pacquiao. Did you agree with that, Mario?
I do agree with that. And he just landed a pretty strong left hand. And Pacquiao's seemed to slow down a little in his work rate.
There's no way you could keep that pace right from the get-go. Both guys came out firing and throwing combinations, murderous combinations. Bradley loses his balance there. You better regain it quickly because Pacquiao did not waste any time pouncing.
Pacquiao has such amazing balance and quick feet.
You're right. You rarely see him out of balance, out of sorts.
You see quick hands often, but it's rare when you see a combination of quick hands and quick feet.
Bradley, you could tell, went to the ropes and thought, I'm okay, I'm far away from him. And then within a millisecond, oh, he's not far away anymore.
He's like Velcro.
Right, most guys you fight will not close you. He's got great closing speed. Oh, beautiful combination.
Uppercuts.
That was a dazzling combination by Manny Pacquiao. And now they start to trade. A lot of time left in this round. Plenty of time to get it on. Beautiful work by Pacquiao.
Oh, and the ref breaking it up right when it gets interesting. Oh, and another beautiful uppercut. Another uppercut. Beautiful left hand by Pacquiao.
Bradley is wading right into the fire. This could be very dangerous.
He's taking chances. He's going for it.
Robert Byrd wanted them both to not, have the clash of heads that we are concerned about. Strafing hook from Bradley as they exchange. Good body shot, and another by Bradley. These are scoring blows. Look, you might go in thinking, hey, Pacquiao should be winning this fight. Bradley doesn't have the same work rate, but I'm not sure if you're actually scoring this fight, who has the lead in this round. That's a scoring shot.
Bradley's been answering really well in this round.
Boy,
Pacquiao's landed some hard shots, but he's been retaliating.
Bradley does not have the same snap on his punches. That went straight up the middle by Pacquiao, and a body shot he follows up. Maybe Pacquiao does wait, as you said. He likes to close out. Maybe he waits for those final 30 seconds. Good digging body shot by Bradley. That was a beautiful body shot. Bradley is scoring here. Again, don't look at body language. Look at the body shots.
And that was a nice left hand by Pacquiao. And that right hook just missed.
Bradley seems to be sucking a little wind here, and he's standing a little close to Pacquiao. Now he moves in. You cannot just stand up in front of Manny Pacquiao.
No.
Cannot do it.
If you think you're going to overwhelm him with punches, you got something else coming.
I tell you what, that was quietly a great round.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic exchanges.
Look, that was not something that we'll go back and say Ward Gotti or anything else, but that was a great round.
Great round, great boxing, lots of flurries, hard punches. Tough round to score, too.
I don't know. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Look, when you talk about the scoring system in boxing, it's another subject. It's unscientific. It's inexact.
Hey, you got
Let's listen in.
and waving faster, okay? And don't fucking drop your hands when you come up, please. Okay?
Tim, he getting tired. He's trying to get you racing up. He's getting tired. He can't let one go.
Lots of exchanges right here. Big uppercut from Pacquiao landed right there. Another uppercut, I believe, is coming. Another left hand. Started off with a big eye. Bradley has taken those punches really well.
I would say round by round, Pacquiao, if I'm trying to characterize it here, Mario, he has sexier work in there, right?
Yes.
It's more exciting. But when Bradley is there, throwing a shot, that's why I'm trying to point it out. I'm not pro Bradley. I'm pro both guys. But I'm trying to point out, that's a scoring shot. That's a scoring shot.
Sure.
Bradley is still scoring in this round. He looks tired. He looks like one shot could drop him, but it hasn't happened yet. And this will be interesting when it goes to the cards, if it goes to the cards. Championship rounds, round 10 now. Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley. What did we hear in the corner that time, Mario? What did you think?
He was asking, still a little pleading with it. There wasn't as much of a sense of frustration in the corner. He actually worked really well and was pleased with his work. He wants him to do a little bit more of the same and continue to go to the body, which he just did.
Footing shots. That's a three-punch combination. Two of them landed by Bradley. Another shot lands. Bradley landing with the hooks.
Bradley, a lot of respect I'm giving him. Hanging in there tough. He looked like he was on the downward spiral, but coming back.
He looks terrific. This is a gutty performance.
Gutty performance, yeah.
He's in top shape, and yet going those rounds at that level of intensity against, a legendary, energetic fighter has taken its toll. It's slowed him down. Countering right hand by Bradley as he moves away. Bradley's face still looks clean.
It does look very clean. He's cutting a lot of clean shots too. He's got a fighter-friendly face, meaning his features. He doesn't have the Eric Morales nose, if you will.
Right.
He's got a nice big head.
You know what? He's been doing the beatdowns. He hasn't been absorbing them all through his career, and it's a long and decorated career that he's had as an amateur and as a pro. Wow, big right hand just slapped it on the side of the head. Pacquiao as if to say, yeah, that was good. I'll give you that.
Acknowledging.
Straight up the middle comes Bradley. I have to say, Bradley is throwing so many scoring shots. You're scoring this fight. I'll go back to it. He's winning this round.
Yeah, this round, 2 minutes in, and it's a Bradley round so far.
Just good, solid boxing work, right? Throwing double jabs up the middle, throwing winging hard shots. He keeps moving away from Pacquiao in his power left hand.
This is world-class fighting right here. These two guys, world-class athletes. One's in his prime, and one we were about to find out if he still is in his prime. And you know, maybe a little's been gone. A couple miles of left of curveball, the fastball, I should say, but it's still enough to take on the best in the world.
We just saw Floyd Mayweather fight Miguel Cotto and fight straight in front of him. Suddenly he's not on his toes dancing anymore. That happens when you reach your mid-30s.
And the irony, it makes for much more entertaining fights.
Yep. When you slow down, suddenly it gets exciting. Final 15 seconds here of round 10. Take a look sometime if you want. I know, Mario, you will. At De La Hoya Mosley 1, De La Hoya Mosley 2. The dancing went away for round 2. Fast hands. The hands are just as fast in the second fight. But the feet were both gone for the second fight as opposed to the first time they met. Here they've slowed down, and it brings good action. And I have to say, this could be very interesting on the cards. Pacquiao is doing just fine. And anytime he grazes him on the side of the head, he gets hurt. Let's listen in.
11th round, boys.
All right. We let that round go. We let punches, okay? There's more punches, there's combinations. You got 6 minutes to go, son. All right?
Come on, man. I need you to take a deep breath for me. Control that breathing, huh? Just like at the top.
No pain.
Hey, you're a fucking warrior, champ.
No pain. Throw him down, Jim.
Hey, you see the key? The key is moving angles, and come on, you gotta counter a little more. Every time you counter with more combination, with more punches, champ. But dude, when you finish your fucking combination, you bring that right hand up. He's going crazy. He's trying to shoot that left. Got this. Let's go. 2 more fucking rounds. Let's go.
Freddie Roach admitting that gave that round away.
We let that round go.
Yeah, he wasn't active in that round enough for him to win that round.
And the basic tenor of the conversation in the corner after round 10 for Timothy Bradley was time to be a warrior. You have 6 minutes left to achieve your lifetime goal and win a mega fight. Not just look great and win respect. He's done that already. But to actually win a mega fight against a great fighter, and that was a good shot.
And Brian, in this close fight, the fate could very well be in these last 6 minutes.
Yep. Look, I could be out of my mind, Mario, and maybe I'm talking myself into it, but I could easily give the last 2 rounds to Bradley. The 10th definitely, maybe even the 9th.
It's not far-fetched at all.
Consistent work by Timothy Bradley, and has kept the explosive champion and #1 fighter in the sport at bay. Just good, solid work, which is exactly what we expected. This is a man strong physically, strong mentally. I'll go back to my good friend Teddy Atlas, who often talks about a fighter who goes in and crumbles, and he says later, they were fractured. There's no fracture. There's no any type of dent in Timothy Bradley.
There was never a question in my mind that I think he would wilt under any sort of psychological pressure or dealing with any sort of adversity. He's a tough guy, raised by a tough man. He had some tough circumstances growing up, you know, and he dealt with the tornado that is Pacquiao early on, and he seems to have made a nice adjustment and counterpunching and letting his jabs go a little bit more and worked himself back in this fight.
You're absolutely right, because mid-rounds, it looked as though the momentum had indeed shifted, and it was about to become Pacquiao time. That has not happened. Not the way we see it. We could be wrong.
Well, you could tell by the crowd, who is really pro-Pacquiao here, hasn't been as vocal as they've been in the middle rounds.
That's an excellent point. They've been lulled to sleep by a man just with a good, sharp jab and a lifetime of work and dedication. We could be seeing a tremendous upset. Bradley moving away.
And those hooks barely missing. Very important. The most thing I'm impressed by tonight is Bradley's defense. I didn't realize he had that sort of elusive defense for Manny Pacquiao. The bobbing and weaving. He's a cagey guy.
He has only been hit with a few things on the side of his head that has wobbled him. He has never been pummeled. He has never accepted punishment in the corner as he spins out right now. Look at the footwork by Bradley.
Blood coming from Pacquiao's nose or mouth. One, I saw some stream of blood come.
We are in the final seconds here of the 11th round. This fight has flown by. 1 round to go in Las Vegas. Let's hear what they have to say.
One more round, baby. One more round. You're gonna make history, baby. Okay? Just relax. Take a fucking deep breath. Here's your mouthpiece, coach. Here's your mouthpiece. Okay. Be smart. Got 1 round. You don't want to make mistakes in this fucking round. This is the most critical round of the fucking fight. The last one. Okay? We're here together. Okay? Let's put it together.
Last round, gentlemen. Touch up, center ring. Last round, baby.
Touch that body, champ. Keep touching that body, man. Okay?
Do that.
Hey.
Last round, gentlemen. Touch up, center ring.
Dikit mo ng dikit, pasok ka ng pasok. Kasi pag naghintay siya, pag hindi ka rin sumunta, maghihintay siya. So, ganito, makinig ka. Pag umikot siya dito, bagsak dito. Pag umikot, bagsak dito. Mamo? Good! Wala na yan!
Let's go, baby.
Final round, and it's been terrific. Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley. These have been very difficult rounds to score. All I know is that Timothy Bradley has made a great account of himself, and he's extremely competitive here. Could he be on the verge of an upset? It's possible. Could we just be on the verge of another great Pacquiao effort, and he gets the win? That's possible as well.
What we know for sure is Bradley can hold his head up high. He fought with a lot of courage, showed a lot of heart, and people are going to respect this performance. He came here to win.
And look, win or lose, he's in the mix, and the mix includes Pacquiao rematch that he was trumpeting. Of course, he would figure that he would have won to have to get that, or possibly Mayweather. Mayweather in jail right now, but he gets out in 3 months. Who knows? But he's in the mix for big fights, there's no question. This fight is definitely in question. You wonder if Pacquiao is going to try to close the show, if he'll try to do something superhuman.
I was just going to lead to that. Pacquiao would be nice if he picked up a little of the activity, try to finish strong, not to leave any doubts.
I think they just used most of their ammo in the first 6 rounds, Mario. I think that they exhausted each other. Good work by Bradley inside. And more from Bradley.
Bradley caught him with a good hard shot there.
They told Timothy Bradley in his corner, this is the most important round of the fight.
Important round of his life.
Look, I'm not someone who believes that you need to knock out the champ to take his title. I think you win it on rounds. If you win, you win.
I agree 100%. If you cross that finish line, once you cross the race, whether it's by an inch or by a mile, a win's a win.
Final minute of the fight. Let's see if either fighter can put the accelerator down to the floor. They jump into each other there awkwardly. Boy, the crowd, you can hear the buzz. They're waiting for something big, and Bradley with a good answer. It was Bradley who's catching Pacquiao.
Bradley really got reinvigorated the second half of this, or I should say the last 20% of the fight, last couple of rounds.
He's been fighting very smart the last 3 rounds.
It's like he caught a second win.
Yep, now he's jumped. He's given it everything he has. He's worked his whole life for this moment to fight the best fighter in the world.
30 seconds left.
He's been right there every single round. No matter how it's judged, he's done something terrific here tonight. The crowd going for Manny Pacquiao. The chance going up. Final seconds. Pacquiao jumps in with a straight left, tries to go with the lead left hand. You know what? I'd like to see 3 more rounds.
That was a great fight.
That was
really
a terrific fight. Both guys came out full energy, full throttle, went after each other. Timothy Bradley did himself proud. The wives of each fighter, Monica, Timothy Bradley's wife, Jinky, Manny Pacquiao's wife, looking on. Both are concerned, and I don't blame them. There is a cause for concern. Both sides could feel a little nervous. Both sides have every right, I believe, to claim victory. Bradley came on. I don't know how you would give that 12th round to Manny Pacquiao. The 10th round was definitely for Timothy Bradley. Maybe the 11th round was for Pacquiao. But you could easily have Timothy Bradley winning this fight. It does go to the judges. Jerry Roth, C.J. Ross, and Dwayne Ford. Go back to prior action. Big shot landed there by Pacquiao. Pacquiao was effective. Look, the only man that was actually hurt tonight in this fight was Bradley, as Mario Lopez pointed out. To see Mark Wahlberg, the film star, with an aghast look on his face at the action and thrilled to see what he was seeing. Mario Lopez mentioned, who would you rather be at the end of that round? A lot of those rounds you would rather have been Manny Pacquiao. But scoring the fight is supposed to be very different. He had to bring his A game. Manny Pacquiao coming off another struggle with Juan Manuel Marquez. Steps up to the plate. High risk, low reward in fighting an undefeated junior welterweight champion in Timothy Bradley. Pacquiao has moved up. He's always fought the best competition, made his pro debut at 106 pounds. We take for granted now that he's fighting at 147, fighting at welterweight. He can move up to 154 pounds and still dominate. He's beaten the best in the world. Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, admittedly past his prime, and Antonio Margarito. And that's not even counting Barrera, Morales, Marquez. He's fought the best, but I tell you what, I don't know if anybody has tested him the way Timothy Bradley did physically here tonight. He's been in firefights with Morales, as you see, has a private word there, Manny Pacquiao does. He's been in firefights before with Morales and with Marquez. But this was a strong, straight-up boxer in Timothy Bradley, and he was tested. Now they can only chat. Say, how did it look to you? Timothy Bradley wondering, did I do enough? Let's go to Michael Buffer.
The scorecards. Jerry Roth scores about 115-113 for Pacquiao. C.J. Ross scores it 115-113 for Bradley. And Dwayne Ford scores it 115-113 to the winner by split decision. And new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley.
He did it. He absolutely did it. And don't be shocked. 7-5 was the score on all 3 judges' cards. I can't argue with any one of the 3 cards. They had it 7-5. 2 of them, Dwayne Ford and C.J. Ross, had it 7-5, Timothy Bradley. And there were rounds there that Manny Pacquiao took off. His first loss since 2005. He's been in close fights before. A majority decision against Juan Manuel Marquez last time out, but this time he was absolutely tested. His wife, Jinky, dismayed, obviously. But you know what? That was won fair and square in the ring. Timothy Bradley, at the news conference, held up a big ticket a ticket for the rematch, Pacquiao-Bradley. Well, you know what? If Pacquiao wants it, now he can get it, because Bradley has earned it. He's the champ. Well done by both fighters. Well done. Bradley came out firing from the outset. He was fluid. He was outstanding offensively. As expected, great sportsmanship in the ring as well. Bradley now can smile. He's worked his whole life for this moment. He has not lost a professional fight. He has progressively built himself into something solid, and now he can say he is at the top of the boxing world. He just beat the #1 fighter in the world, pound for pound. Mario Lopez getting ready for interviews inside the ring, but Mario, there it is, good scoring.
Sorry, but as you can hear with the crowd here, not a popular decision, and as I was getting the buzz ringside, the guys in Bradley's corner were a little very surprised to hear that. Were hanging their heads, weren't exactly expecting that name to be called, and we'll talk to both fighters shortly.
Absolutely, thank you, Mario. Mario's in the ring. It's funny, as I'm talking to Mario, Max Kellerman, my former colleague and now, of course, boxing colleague working over at HBO on the pay-per-view, looked over to me, and he didn't agree with the decision. He said, wow, who did you have? I said, Bradley. He said, really? He had it for Pacquiao. This was a close fight. Timothy Bradley closing in right now. We're going to get to talk to Bradley. We'll talk to Pacquiao. But again, I think an outstanding decision, and it was a scintillating night. Wow. We saw something special here tonight, folks. We absolutely did. Pacquiao praying he has nothing to be ashamed about. He brought it in this fight. He was outboxed. He's going to have to go back to the gym with Freddie Roach and see if he can dig deeper and find that extra gear. He has found it before in stepping up, had to wade through the fire, as I mentioned, to beat Miguel Cotto, who I believe was there to win and dominate. And he just took the heart away from him, took the body away from him, and outfought him. Remember, even a fighter like Alexis Arguello, 3-division world champion, stepped up but was stopped at 140 pounds. Aaron Pryor was there to stop him. Timothy Bradley is Manny Pacquiao's Aaron Pryor, perhaps. He stopped him here at 147 pounds. Pacquiao made history by refusing to be stopped. But he lost this fight tonight. We go back and look, and this was an extreme work rate in the first 2 rounds. Look at the speed and look at the acceleration of the punches from both fighters in the opening rounds. Bradley, fluid offensively. But then, in the middle rounds, Manny Pacquiao started to march back, throwing hard shots, even when he didn't land at optimum distance and land with full leverage. Anything he threw had the possibility of wobbling Timothy Bradley. But then Bradley came back, and in the late rounds, I believe he came back and possibly won 3 of the last 4 rounds and earned it on the scorecards. The boos are raining down now as Timothy Bradley is being interviewed in the ring. We are going to listen into both fighters as well very soon. But possibly the fans here just disagree. I don't know how you could watch this fight and think there was no way, at the very least, that Timothy Bradley could win this fight. I don't think you could watch this fight and think this could be a ripoff either way. I would have been only dismayed if I saw it wide for either fighter. If you want to tell me this was 7-5 Pacquiao, I'm fine with that. Could be even 8-4, a lot of close rounds. But 3 of the last 4 rounds I have for Timothy Bradley. You can't tell me Bradley didn't win the 12th round or the 10th round. And the first 3 rounds could have gone to Bradley. The boos rain down on the new champ, Timothy Bradley. Again, Mario Lopez is in the ring. We're going to hear from both fighters. And I just hope we get to see this again. I think this would be terrific again. Well, Bradley's saying things that are definitely revving up the crowd. And there's the Pacquiao family getting a thumbs down. Look, Timothy Bradley came in and said all along the way, I can't take anything away from Manny Pacquiao. He's been a great fighter. But I'm going to go in, and I've been waiting my whole life for this. I'm not intimidated. I'm not afraid of him. We're going to fight, and I'm ready to fight. Manny Pacquiao gets the cheers from the crowd. Again, if you're a fight fan, you know the names that Timothy Bradley had to march through to get this fight. Donald Camarena, Junior Witter. That fight was in England. Edner Cherry. These are solid opponents. Kendall Holt, Nate Campbell, the Galaxy Warrior, who had a late resurgence in his career. Then Lamont Peterson. And then Carlos Abregu. And then Joel Casamayor, admittedly past his prime. But the ring is packed, wanting to hear from Manny Pacquiao. Mario Lopez is in there. Again, 7 rounds to 5 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Jerry Roth had it for Pacquiao. C.J. Ross and Dwayne Ford had it for Timothy Bradley. And I commend that scoring. Outstanding job. Bradley, still unbeaten, 29-0, has now gone through some top flight fighters. The names I mentioned, and then Devin Alexander as well, who is supposed to be the future of the junior welterweight and then welterweight division. There's the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Boy, Evander, one of the great warriors in the history of the sport, still in good condition. He listens in, and he appreciates what he's seeing. Look, Manny Pacquiao is a true warrior. That's his 4th professional loss. He is not afraid to step in against the best. And while I'm saying Timothy Bradley should be commended, Manny Pacquiao needs to be commended as well for taking on the best continually. And he went in, as I mentioned, high risk, low reward against an unbeaten fighter in his prime that was hungry, focused, and sturdy. The punch stats are in favor of Timothy Bradley. For the punches thrown, for the punches landed, they're in favor of Manny Pacquiao. Look, you score it round by round. It's an inexact science. You turn the scorecard in after each round, and it's done. You add it up, that's your winner. I think they got it right. It's an upset here in Las Vegas, but we knew Timothy Bradley was a live dog going into the fight. There's no question Bradley came in it to win it, and Mario Lopez is in the ring right now to talk to Manny Pacquiao and the new champ, Mario.
I'm with the new champion of the world, Timothy Bradley. Timothy, I gotta imagine that's music to your ears. You said you were gonna come out here and do it, and all the hard work seemed to pay off. And if it was a story, is it safe to say that in the early rounds you came out strong? Maybe in the middle rounds, Manny seemed to get into a groove, but then you made the adjustments to make a strong push at the end. What was it that factored in to make you have that final push?
You know, it was just my corner. I caught my second win about in the 6th round. You know, I just moving on angles, just allow Manny to come to me and try to make him make mistakes, and just use my jab and just kept sticking and moving, and just catch him with cleaner shots.
Were you hurt at any point in this fight?
Oh yeah, Manny's a beast. He has fast hands. That left hand is very, very fast and hard. He hurt me a couple times in the fight, but I held up. You know, I had strong legs, and you know, my will to win, man, just came over.
At the end of the fight, were you confident that you were the victor walking away?
Well, my corner felt like that we were winning the fight. They told me I had to go out and fight hard, win the last round, and I was going to win the fight. You can hear my trainer. You can go back and review the tape. He said that win this round, we win the fight.
Well, it was a gutty performance. You came off great on the 24/7. Your class act both in and out of the ring with the team. You've been mentioning November as a possible rematch. Is that what you would like to see happen?
Oh, absolutely. I got to give Manny a rematch. The fans are not satisfied with this victory. Absolutely. You know, I got to definitely give him a shot to earn his title back from me. And, you know, this is boxing. It's the way it is. But, you know, we're going to do it again.
Excellent performance tonight. Congratulations, champ. Manny, it seemed that, can you explain in the beginning, were you not warmed up properly, or were you waiting for the basketball game to finish? There was a lot of rumors floating around as far as what happened to get you prepared. Were you as prepared as you wanted to be entering the ring?
No, I very warm up before I go up to the ring, and I thought the fight it's good. I mean he's not easy opponent, and he's very strong, and he move around, and he's undefeated. Why, you know, I respect that, but I believe that I won the fight.
Manny, you appeared to land the majority of the cleaner, harder punches. He admits that you hurt him a couple times. Did you get tired at all towards the end, or was he just so elusive that he refused to sort of engage to want to fight with you, therefore made it harder for you to want to fight?
No, I thought I've been watching his whole fight, and he's a lot of fight, and then he's aggressive fighter, and then now he's just running, and give back off, and you know, I thought he's going to fight to with me.
Did he hurt you at all during this fight?
No.
You didn't seem to take any steps backwards. As you can see, the crowd was not agreeing with that decision. It was not a popular decision.
Exactly. Most of his punches is from hit to my arms, and I don't know what happened.
You blocked the majority of those punches.
Exactly,
You were hurt
absolutely.
him, and yet the decision didn't seem to go your way. Will you be up for the rematch to vindicate this performance in November?
No problem. I'm willing to rematch, and you know, but that decision is already done, and give the credit for him.
Would there be anything on the heels of this performance that you would do different from the next time out?
Well, I know what I'm doing the next time, and then it's an you know, I'm not gonna think that. I will think a good fight again.
Congratulations, champ, on a wonderful performance. You were awesome tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you.
Mario, you're absolutely right. Look, he was marvelous even in defeat. And look, if you look at the scoring, because there seems to be a wide discrepancy in a lot of the scores, I could have easily, again, I had some close rounds there, and even Mario and I, while we're discussing back and forth, this is not an exact science. There are rounds where no one actually won, quote unquote, the round. You know, it's so fast to digest, you know, the hand speed, what landed, what didn't land. It's inexact. However, you do your best to score it. I had it either 8 rounds to 4 or 7 rounds to 5, Timothy Bradley. So I hear 7-5, 2 of the judges from Bradley. I have to say that is excellent, in my opinion, professional scoring. 7-5 Pacquiao, I would also believe. Sometimes you go in just expecting, because you know one fighter is more explosive, one fighter is the greatest in the world, and you need, even subconsciously, for the challenger, in this case Bradley, to wrest it from the champion, to actually physically take it from him. But you just score the round as you go, and Timothy Bradley gave a boxing clinic tonight, doubling up on the jab. Very smooth offensively. That surprised me. I didn't think he could be that smooth in front of Manny Pacquiao. I didn't think he could land so many scoring blows in this fight. And that's what boxing comes down to. Scoring blows. Legal scoring shots. How many times are you landing in a scoring position? And of course then, how hard was that shot? That all plays into it. However,